Did you go to college? If you didn't, what stopped you? Was it money? That's what stops thousands of Americans every single year. But self-made millionaire Pete Kaydens is hoping to change that. Before we talk with him live, you have to see a look at his remarkable program.
My parents weren't wealthy, but they were extremely well educated.
After graduating from college, Pete starts 5 different companies over a 20-year period.
Using a baseball analogy, some were singles, some were doubles, and one was a grand slam.
He builds one of the largest cannabis companies in the world.
We took the company public, and then I was able to retire at the age of 40.
But retirement is a mindset, not a way of life.
Look, I'm a guy who made a fortune in an industry that was built by Black and brown people. And the only difference between me and them is I did it under a state legal construct and made a fortune.
With that in mind, Pete starts a nonprofit.
My philosophy on philanthropy is pay it backward. Who were the people who suffered? Who were the communities who suffered so I could succeed?
He starts in his hometown, founding Hope Toledo.
The delta between successful and the less successful was education and educational access.
Pete's program helps high school students find their passion before sending them off to college for free.
We pay for everything. That's tuition, room and board, books and fees, and give them a $1,000 semester stipend.
But Pete isn't done. He sets his sights higher and starts Hope Chicago.
You will go to college for free!
But the surprise isn't over.
Pete left one important part out. Parents, guess what? You're going back to school too.
Oh my gosh, I'm not crying. You're crying.
Oh my
We're all
goodness.
crying. Please welcome to the show, Pete Kaydens.
Oh.
Yes. Erica's crying too.
First of all, Pete, I just have to tell you, as a Chicagoan myself, my mother is an educator of over 30 years. Her focus has been on lower quartile, as they call it, students. This is so amazing. I really didn't expect to get emotional because I knew you were coming on, but you surprised 5 Chicago schools with scholarships. How did you pull off these surprises, and how did you get the families to get there?
Well, that's always the secret sauce, working through the principals and administration. We told them, if you blow our surprise, these students may not benefit. So the art of the surprise was really innate in what we were doing. We wanted these kids and families who, frankly, they never get anything. They're never surprised with anything good. It's always bad news. And so we made it very clear that core to what we were doing was the administration had to keep this top secret. We rolled all the people in and all the news cameras in behind the scenes, and we got it done. It was super exciting.
Oh my God. I started bawling when that older woman realizes, and she starts to cry. Now look at me. Ridiculous. But I just wanted to ask you about the energy in the room, because we all felt it right when you said it, and she said, you're going back too. What is it like? What do the students, the parents say? But really, is it so addictive? Like, it's like Oprah. You go to college, like you go to, it must feel so good.
Yeah, I would say, I was a very good high school basketball player. I know that may seem difficult to believe, but I remember running out the tunnel in the state quarterfinals in front of 10,000 people, and that was the most euphoric feeling of my entire life. And I always have been trying to replicate that euphoric feeling for the rest of my life.
Wow.
And that euphoric feeling is the way I feel when I tell kids and families that they're going to college for free. So it is addictive, it is tantalizing. But it's also remarkable. I mean, what these kids and these families say to me after we're done telling them the news, it's unbelievable. Just the notion that we invested in them, that we believed in them, was enough to lift them up and lift their spirits and get them to post-secondary access. It had nothing to do with the money. It was just our belief to invest in them.
Wow.
It's, as somebody that taught middle school for 5 years, I saw a lot of kids that felt like no matter how well they did, they couldn't go to college. And to talk to you, sir, is an absolute honor, and we have to have you back, but we need to know right now, how many students have you helped so far?
Yeah, well, we got a lot more work to do, just to be clear. But as of right now, 4,300 people are going to college for free.
Oh my gosh.
And we got work to do. Like I said, we got more money to raise. But our goal over the next 10 years is to send 30,000 underserved families to college or trade school totally for free. If we can do that, we don't just change educational outcomes. And this is the core thing that I want everyone who's listening to remember. We will change societal outcomes. The intractable issues in the south and west sides of Toledo and Chicago, which are gun violence, commerce and food deserts, the longevity gap between the south side and the north side of Chicago. We will close all those gaps. We will, with education, we have healthier communities, we have less violent communities, we have better societal outcomes all around. That's what this is really about. We will change Chicago forever through this civic initiative.
Can you run for president?
You know what? It's funny. A lot of people say that. I will likely run for an office someday.
Yeah,
you should.
But this isn't why I'm doing this.
Right.
Like I said, I believe in paying it backward. I believe that, God, if you look at how lucky I got, it would be excessive hubris to say that I got there on my own. Like so many people in communities lifted me up, and just my time to pay it backward.
That is so honest. That's what we need. Okay, so your program not only sends students to college for free, but it also sends a parent or a guardian. Why is it important to include mom and dad in the mix?
All right, so here's the thing. What was not mentioned in the 60-minute story, where we were profiled a couple weeks ago and then a couple months before that, is that I actually taught in the high school that was profiled in 60 Minutes. Johnson College Prep in Englewood. That was part of my journey. When I retired, I was like, look, if I want to solve complex issues, I have to get proximate to those issues. Nothing worse than a white messiah who goes into an underserved black or brown community and telling them what the answers are, right? And so what I did is I went into these communities and I figured out that a lot of what we were doing is we were sending one generation anomalies off to college.
Right.
And guess what? They were never coming back to those communities and reinvesting in those communities. So what I gleaned from that is because poverty is multi-generational, so too does our college scholarship program. We have to make education a culturally centric focus at the family dinner table. When these families are talking about education at the dinner table, and a lot of people in the family are getting educated, more than just one child is a one-generation anomaly, we change normative behaviors in communities and families, and that is how true societal change happens in the south and west sides of Chicago and throughout this country.
Absolutely.
Pete, you a bad mamma jamma. Okay, let me just tell you, because it's like for anything that somebody can come at you with, that white messiah thing was spot on. Because let me tell you right now, we would not be sitting here talking to you if it felt like that. If we knew the backstory, and the fact that you have this very tangible, real life knowledge that you went back to try to alleviate and eradicate some of the disparity there is truly important, and that you're working with and amongst the community, not like just throwing some money at a situation. So what is your dream for this program?
My dream is that there's Hope Chicago and Hope Peoria and Hope Charlotte and Hope Indianapolis. And that word hope is so critical, because if all we do is give kids and families hope, they got other opportunities to take advantage of, we will change this country for the better. I am still one of these patriots who believes in the American dream, despite all the stuff that's going on out there in the landscape that is concerning, I'm sure to you and to me. You know, I believe in the power of the American dream, but it takes educational access. We ignite pathways out of poverty through access to education. That's what we do at Hope Chicago. That's what I do with my personal family foundation. And so my dream is two things. One is that there's Hope Chicago in every community. And two, that we can use this platform and show results from this platform that push a policy agenda. So that what President Biden did yesterday, which was awesome, right? Relieving the debt burden from hundreds of thousands or millions of people who have college debt. But we gotta go further. We gotta understand and we gotta know that policy requires us to invest in these kids and these families. And if we do that, we will change societal outcomes. We will change this country. So part of our initiative is to change policy in this country.
Well said. You walk the walk.
He's got my vote.
I know. DBL Nation, if you want to learn more about Hope Chicago, or if you want to donate to this remarkable program, visit hopechicago.org. Pete, thank you is not enough. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.